We are here in the city of brotherly love. My very first time here in Philadelphia. I'm going to show you some cool things you can see and do here in this wonderful city. Hey everyone, this is Scott, or the Scott Man, and welcome. Philadelphia is one of the oldest cities here in the United States. Been around since before the United States was even founded. And we're standing here in the Old City, which of course is where Philadelphia got its start. So we'll be checking out the Old City, check out some cool museums you can see and do over here, and then we'll make our way to some other parts of the city as well. So yeah, we'll have a lot to cover this whole weekend. So we're going to start off over here by Independence Hall. It was originally the Pennsylvania State House, which was built back around 1732, and we can even go on a little guided tour and explore inside where it all happened. Inside Independence Hall is where the Second Continental Congress debated and then later signed the Declaration of Independence. And then later in 1787, the Constitutional Convention debated and then signed the U.S. Constitution. You can even go into the room where it all happened. Very cool. And then if you head a little bit to the southwest of Independence Square, we have Washington Square, which is a very nice little park space, which has lots of beautiful trees. And of course, we have a memorial to George Washington, as well as the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Soldiers who have not been named, but played a role in the American Revolutionary War. Well, that was awesome. So just to the north of Independence Hall, we have the area where we have the Liberty Bell. So we'll head inside, I'll tell you a little bit more about the Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell is made of bronze with 70% copper, 25% tin, and the rest with gold, silver, zinc, arsenic, and lead. So after you head inside through security, you can read more about the history of the bell and of course see the Liberty Bell itself with the full crack and all. These are very incredible experiences. So yeah, check out Independence Hall and of course the Liberty Bell here. To be honest with you, with the Liberty Bell, it's like if there's a big line to get in, it's not really too worth seeing it, because all it is it's just a bell with a crack on it basically, but there's not much of a line. It's definitely worth checking it out. But you can even see it from the outside, although there's no crack visible from the outside, you have to go in to see that. But Independence Hall though, it is truly a wonder. I feel like every American has to, at least once in their life, check out Independence Hall because it's the birthplace of the United States. It's where it all started. And of course, there's other cool things you can check out here in Old City, some other different museums as well. And of course, a lot of cool architecture around. And over here, just a couple blocks north of Independence Square, specifically Independence Hall, we have the National Constitution Center. It is a museum dedicated to the United States Constitution, which of course was signed back at Independence Hall where we were just a little bit ago. So we'll head inside and take a look at some of the cool exhibits they have inside, telling you more about the document representing the United States government today. This museum is a dedication to the United States Constitution, which is the supreme law of the United States. There are many different exhibits inside here telling the story of the Constitution, as well as all the different amendments, like the First Amendment, where there's some detailed information about the First Amendment, and of course some information regarding the American Civil War and how it paved the way for the 13th Amendment, and then also an exhibit on the 19th Amendment, which was granting the women's right to vote in the United States. What a cool museum. It's a great way to learn more about the U.S. Constitution, of course like the Bill of Rights and many other great things. So it's like, it's just a reminder, it's like, yeah, Congress cannot pass any law that goes against like the freedom of religion, freedom of speech, etc. Which of course there's a lot of stuff going on around these days to where it's like they're trying to suppress the Anyway, so yeah, that is very important. So, well, anyway, we're gonna go check out another museum here in the Old City. We're gonna go learn more about the American Revolution next. So just over there, that's the Christ Church Burial Ground, and as we just saw, that is where Benjamin Franklin and his wife are are buried. So it's pretty cool that you can see the grave from outside. You can also go inside too. However, there is a fee to go into the cemetery, which to be honest with you, I kind of find that rather strange. It'd be like me having to pay to get into a cemetery where my ancestors are buried. But, oh well, but it's cool that you can see the grave from the outside too. And about a few blocks to the east of Independence Hall, we have the Museum of the American Revolution, which is a very neat museum which goes in detail about the American Revolution, the American Revolutionary War, which of course was a part of the United States officially becoming a country and breaking away from Great Britain back in the 18th century. Let's go inside and explore. Inside the museum, it goes into great detail on everything with the American Revolution, including everything which led up to it, like the Boston Massacre, the Boston Tea Party, and many other events. And of course, the Revolutionary War itself, which of course, the Americans led by George Washington helped eventually pave the way toward victory against the British. There are all kinds of cool exhibits inside here. It's a great way to learn more about the Revolution. What a cool museum. It was great learning more about the American Revolution, especially after basically going to where the Declaration of Independence was signed earlier today. And yeah, it's like all around the old city here in Philadelphia, you got all kinds of very historic buildings, like even this one over there. That's the First National Bank of the United States. Looks like it's undergoing some renovations though, but oh well. What's cool about the old city is you got a lot of historical architecture, cobblestone or brick streets, and it's just really cool. That's the United States Customs House over there, and they even have a protest going on over there. And of course, like as we saw at the Constitution Museum, it's like the freedom of assembly is one of the protected rights under the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution. So the Old City is one that many different areas of Philadelphia you could check out, but we're gonna head over to Central City next, although technically be filming on a different day though, because it's starting to get a little late in the day because I need to go get some dinner. All right, so on to Central City. And it's another day, and we're exploring more parts of the city. So we've moved away from the old city, where we're now in Center City, which is like the main heart of downtown Philadelphia. So right behind us is the beautiful City Hall. It is an iconic building here in Philadelphia. Just look how beautiful it is. In fact, we even go inside like a little courtyard within City Hall. What a nice city hall. It's absolutely historic and beautiful. And just right outside too, you got, looks like a roller rink and even some fountains too. Very cool. All right, so we're gonna head to the northwest, check out some more cool points of interest as we head northwest from the city hall. Silly me, I forgot to turn on my microphone. But anyway, this is Logan Square, which is a very beautiful square located just to the northwest of City Hall. You got all kinds of great buildings around the perimeter. You got the Franklin Institute, which is a science museum dedicated to Benjamin Franklin. There's even a statue of Benjamin Franklin inside. You also have the Free Library of Philadelphia. And on the east side, you have the beautiful cathedral. Let's go inside the cathedral.
Yeah, that was really cool. Very beautiful, I have to say. So now we'll continue down this road, and this will take us over to the Art Museum. And here we are at an iconic art museum here in Philadelphia. This is the Philadelphia Museum of Art. You got all kinds of great art inside with paintings from all over the world, thinking like Monet, Renoir, and a lot of other greats. But what it's probably more famously known for is, if you notice the steps in front of the museum, those are the famous Rocky steps. Because if you've ever seen the movie Rocky, which is set here in Philadelphia, Rocky Balboa, played by Sylvester Stallone, famously ran up these steps and waved his arms way up in the air as he was training to fight Apollo Creed in a big title match toward the end of the movie. As a matter of fact, they even have a Rocky statue commemorating Rocky over there as well. All right, so let's go check out the museum. Yeah, it's a very cool art museum, I have to say. It's like if you're a true art aficionado, you can easily spend hours in there. And definitely glad I got my pictures here by this Rocky statue when I did visit. There's like a line for it now. So now we're just go down the Rocky steps and we're headed to our next point of interest. There's a really cool site we're going to be checking out next. So we're going to head over that way now. And here we are at an iconic site here in Philadelphia. This is the Eastern State Penitentiary. It is a very famous, or you could say infamous, prison. One of the largest and most expensive here in Philadelphia. So what's really cool is that you go inside and you go on a tour in there, or like a self-guided audio tour, so you can learn more about it. I don't think they allow video inside, so I'll just share some pictures and tell you a little bit more about it in a voiceover.
The Eastern State Penitentiary was once the most famous and expensive prison in all of the United States and was even considered to be the first true penitentiary. So head inside and you can see the remains of what the prison looks like today. And there's even one cell too where they totally revitalized it to make it look like how it did back in the day. And there's other different quarters you can explore on the audio tour, and some areas are gated off, but you can peek through some of the holes and see some of the abandoned corridors. And as a matter of fact, in here you can even see the cell which Scarface Al Capone even stayed in.
Yeah, that was really something though. They even say that the prison's even haunted too, because it closed down like in the early 1970s, and most of it's pretty much abandoned pretty much. But there are some areas where they did restore it, so that way it gives you a good idea of what it looked like back when it was open. But yeah, definitely a must-see attraction here in Philadelphia. So I would say the remainder of the video, we're pretty much done checking out museums, but we're going to check out some different neighborhoods around the area. So the first one is we're going to be basically heading across the Schuylkill River and head over really quick to where like the University of Pennsylvania is located. All right, so we've made it to the other side of the Schuylkill River, and we are over in University City, home of University of Pennsylvania, which is one of the Ivy League schools. So far, it looks like a pretty cool area. All right, so that was the University City. Got to walk around the University of Pennsylvania and even a nearby Drexel University, which is just to the north of it. So it's one way to feel like you're attending an Ivy League school without actually going to one. Kind of thought the same thing when I walked around Harvard several years ago, or like almost a decade ago during one of my trips to Boston. All right, so next we're walking back across the Schuylkill River, and we're gonna go explore there near like Rittenhouse Square, which is just to the southwest of the main part of Central City. And this is Rittenhouse Square. Nice little public square here. Lots of beautiful trees. You can see some different sculptures, and you can see some performers here too, which is really nice. All right, so this is one of the many cool areas you can check out here in Philadelphia. All right, so coming up next, we're gonna head over to South Philadelphia, check out some cool sites over there. And good morning. It's my third day here in Philadelphia, so we're gonna be checking out a couple more different areas. Well, it's actually 3 more areas in this video. So right now we're getting into South Philadelphia. We're walking down 9th Street. This more just looks like a residential area. But as we continue our walk heading down toward Passyunk Square, we'll be seeing some really cool stuff like different like Italian restaurants, an Italian market. So yeah, it should be exciting. Yeah, this is the Italian market. Even here on a Sunday morning, it is already thriving. Lots of great produce being sold to everybody, and of course, you got in this area you got all kinds of different like meat shops, butchers, even bakeries, and lots of other great stuff. So yeah, this is a very cool area. Definitely an area of Philadelphia you have to check out while you're visiting Philadelphia. All right, so over here in South Philadelphia, we have a couple of legendary spots for a cheesesteak here in Philadelphia. We have Geno's over here, and then on the other side is the rival Pat's King of Steaks. These are classic staples for a cheesesteak here in Philadelphia. Are they the best in Philadelphia? Probably not, just because they've been around for so long and it's where all the tourists pretty much go. In fact, in my food tour that I'm doing in Philadelphia, which is a separate video from this, I check out a place for cheesesteak, but it's neither of these. I go to someplace even better. All right, so let's continue that way. All right, so that was the East Passyunk area, and that was really nice. Of course, now we got to check out the Italian market, which was quite thriving today, or this morning, but also walk along Passyunk Avenue and back over to Broad Street, which is due south of Center City. But yeah, definitely enjoyed my walk over here. So now we're gonna head back towards Center City, and we're gonna check out Chinatown next. we're very close to, well, to the northeast of City Hall, not far from the convention center, and this is Chinatown. We have the gate for Chinatown right here. Let's go ahead and check out the Chinatown here in Philadelphia. Yeah, although on the kind of on the small side, but Chinatown here in Philadelphia is pretty nice. All kinds of different shops, and of course different bakeries, restaurants like dim sum, noodle houses, or even places to get like Peking duck. I've always enjoyed checking out the different Chinatowns in a lot of the different cities I visit here in the United States. And yeah, definitely need to visit China in the very near future. All right, so before we get ready to start wrap up this video, we're gonna head over to the Delaware River, because there's some nice park areas along the Delaware River over here, and even on the New Jersey side too. So let's head over there next. And we made over to the Delaware riverfront. Kind of interesting saying riverfront like that. But yeah, so like over here on the Pennsylvania side, like you got looks like a little carnival going on there for the kids. We're gonna head over to the other side of the Delaware River, which that is Camden, New Jersey. Although Camden itself is not really the safest city in the world, but the riverfront over there is perfectly okay during the day. So we're gonna head over across the river for a quick bit and take a good look at Philadelphia from the New Jersey side. All right, so we have crossed over the Delaware and we are now in Camden, New Jersey. So over here on the Camden side, we can get some spectacular views of the Philadelphia skyline. There's some other cool attractions along the riverfront over here too. What a spectacular view of Philadelphia. We're staying over here at RCA Pier over here in Camden, New Jersey, and this is where you can get the best views of the Philadelphia skyline. What a beautiful city it is. In fact, yeah, the whole riverfront over here on the Camden side is pretty nice too. It's like, again, as I was saying, even though the city itself for the most part is not the safest place to be, but along here it's pretty nice. So it's definitely worth a little quick voyage or quick trip across the Delaware River. All right, so I think I'm gonna get ready to head back over to the Pennsylvania side of the river and head back into Philadelphia. Well, I've had such a great time here in Philadelphia, where I got to basically check out a lot of great history. Of course, going to Independence Hall, basically seeing where the United States officially was born. And then, of course, check out some other cool sites and check out some different neighborhoods around Philadelphia, too. So yeah, this is one city you definitely have to check out at some point. It's a spectacular city with a lot of cool attractions and a lot of great history, even a lot of great food, too. But I'll talk about food in a separate video, which if you haven't or if that video hasn't gone up yet, definitely click subscribe so that way you don't miss out that upcoming, or don't miss out on that upcoming video. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scott Man, signing out here from Philadelphia.